The supply curve. So before we go into supply curve, what is supply itself? Supply is the quantity of goods and services firms are willing and able to produce at a given price and time. That is supply. And when we talk about the supply curve, it's a graph that shows the relationship between the quantity supplied of a product and the price of the product. That's what a supply curve is. But before we go in deep about the supply curve, what brings about supply? Supply is always upward slope. Why? Because there's a law of supply which says the higher the price, the higher the quantity supplied. The lower the price, the lower the quantity supplied. What brings about this direct relationship? What brings about them is that for producers, they want to supply only when they can maximize revenue and profit. So it's when the price is high, it is a signal to suppliers that, oh, people want our products. So as a result, they want to sell at the highest possible price to maximize revenue. So price increase is a signal to the market itself. So suppliers, they watch towards this signal. As soon as they find out this signal that the price is increasing, like the demand is increasing, they up the price, they increase the price. And when they increase the price, they supply more at that time so that they can maximize revenue. That's why it's always upward slope. So that means there's a direct relationship between demand, supply, and the price of the product. I think it's clear. So the movement along the supply curve. Are you there?
Yes.
So we go to movement along the supply curve. Just as demand, price causes movement along the supply curve. So when the price is increasing, supply tends to increase, which means it expands when the price is increasing. And when the price falls in the market, supply contracts in the market. So there's always movement along the supply curve, which is contraction and expansion. Contraction as a result of a falling price, expansion as a result of an increase in price. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So we go to a shift in the supply curve. For a shift in the supply curve, it comes as a result of change in the non-pricing factors. Change in non-pricing factors. That means price remains constant. When it comes to shifting supply, price remains constant. Ceteris paribus. So let's see what they wrote here. A shift in the supply curve. If the price of goods changes, there's a movement along the supply curve. A change in any other factor, such as production cost, will be shown by a shift in the supply curve. So they are making an example of cost of production. So a change in the cost of production could be an increase in the cost of production or a fall in the cost of production. So they are starting with an increase in the cost of production. If there's a rise in the cost of production, which is an increase, are you there? The quantity supply will fall at every given price. This will cause the supply curve to shift leftward from S1 to S2. Why is it that whenever there's an increase in the cost of production, supply tends to fall? Supply tends to fall because firms might not be able to transfer that increase in cost to price for consumers to pay higher prices. So if it is difficult for firms to increase their prices, then they wouldn't want to supply more. So there's no incentive to produce further whenever the cost of production is increasing. That is why the supply curve will shift leftward from S1 to S2. Get the point here. As soon as the cost of production increases, firms do not have that incentive motive to supply more to the market. As a result, they reduce their supply. They reduce their output, making supply fall from S1 to S2.
Because it will be more expensive for them.
Yeah, it will be too much. Yeah, it represents an increase in cost of production. An increase in cost of production would reduce profit. And when profit reduces, even if you increase the price, as soon as price increases, consumers are always conscious about price. They don't buy the way they used to buy. Then your revenue would fall. So what's the point of producing?
You won't benefit at all.
So the quantity supplied to the market would reduce from Q1 to Q2. At the same time, the supply curve will shift leftward from S1 to S2. Is it clear?
Okay.
That is for cost of production. Then if there's a fall in the cost of production, this is an incentive for firms to produce more, because at that point in time, they'll be able to make more profit.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Clear.
So that's about that. Is it clear?
Clear.